Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you very much for watching. And you can follow me on Instagram below. Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva in their eighth round of boxing. I watched the fight. So the first round was basically, so it's just like it was MMA. So it was like getting his timing down, not really doing much. I think he threw like one punch in the first round, and then after that he started opening up. He started getting Jake basically fighting Silva. It was a bit of a war. Silva did land some really good punches. I think this is probably the most Jake has been hit. Maybe in the first Woodley fight, and this fight is probably the most Jake has been hit. Jake got some good shots in that. Anderson got some good shots in on Jake, but Jake did some work as well. Busted Anderson's nose, sort of bruised up his eye, but Anderson did put some work on him as well. So it was quite an even fight. But the decider, I think, was going into the last round where Jake actually knocked down Anderson. That sort of sealed the deal for Anderson. Anderson would have needed a knockout after that. But in the end, it was a unanimous decision for Jake Paul. What do I feel on the fight? To be honest, I know a lot of people, a lot of the hype around this fight before this was, oh, it's MMA versus Jake Paul. Anderson has to beat Jake Paul because Anderson's the greatest striker. A lot of people are putting a lot of pressure on Anderson. Now he has to win, blah, blah, blah. I didn't, because I didn't see it that way. Jake Paul's 25, 26. Anderson Silva's 48, 47. Come on now. And he's a retired UFC fighter. He just likes boxing and did a bit of boxing. You can't put that pressure on someone who's retired and is nearly 50 years old. I didn't understand that. A lot of the people on here on YouTube reviewing the fight saying Anderson's gonna knock him out, but I didn't think that. I didn't think Anderson was gonna knock him out. I thought it'd be a decision, which I was right, and Jake Paul won. I thought Anderson would win, but I'm not surprised Jake Paul won. Jake Paul's a lot younger than Anderson, like I said, by however many years, quite a few years, about 20 years. 20 years is younger. Come on now, let's not kid ourselves. Anderson is a retired MMA fighter. He obviously, in his last fights in UFC, he was on a bit of a skid. He is a pretty good boxer, but he's nearly 50 years old. He's not going to be as quick as Jake. He's not going to be able to take as much damage as Jake, as durable as Jake. He's not going to be all those things. I don't know. I'm not sure what this does for Jake's career. He beat a retired MMA fighter. There's nothing. And don't get me wrong, I've got no problem with Jake. I think Jake's awesome. He's great. He's a boxer to me, so I don't have no problems here. What I'm going to say next, I think what Jake should do next, is talking about fighting Nate Diaz. It's another MMA fighter. Whether he beats Nate Diaz, it doesn't really matter to me. If you're a boxer in a weight division, you need to start fighting people who are real registered boxers who have been having boxing fights, not retired MMA fighters who don't fight anymore, retired wrestlers. It doesn't, for me, it's just padding the record. He needs to now fight a proper boxer, someone his own age. I'm not throwing any shade against Jake Paul. I like Jake Paul. I thought the Paul brothers are doing great things. But I just think he needs to fight someone his own age now, who's on a win streak like he is in boxing, a Tommy Fury. If he wants to step up to plate, he could fight like a Kell Brook. He could fight you know what I mean? No, I think Canelo would be way too much for him. Just like a proper boxer now. I think it's time to fight proper boxers now and get some boxing respect. Does he get any respect from beating Anderson Silva, who's 48 years old? Maybe a little, but nothing greatly. Anderson's retired fighter who's 20 years a senior. He needs to fight someone his own age who's doing things that he's doing and fight proper professional boxers now. I think if he fights Nate next, cool. He fights Nate, cool. That's great. Whether Nate wins or loses, cool, whatever. But I think after that fight, he needs to fight proper boxers, proper registered boxers who have not been doing MMA or jiu-jitsu or kickboxing for a living, then came to boxing, who've been boxing from ground up. The only discipline they're training is boxing. That's what I want to see him fight next. But overall, it was a good fight, entertaining fight. And yeah, Jake won. But like I said, it doesn't really mean much to me. I want to see a big win over a good boxer. So that is my review on it and my thoughts on it. So leave a comment, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Let me know what you think. But like I said, I like Jake Paul. I think he's doing brilliant things, but I just want to see him fight a proper boxer now, not MMA guys coming into boxing. I think he said it was Canelo or Nate Diaz next. Fine. I'd rather see him fight Canelo, but we'll see. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.